July 6, 2025, 200 years ago today, an emperor was held captive on the island of St. Helena, right in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Napoleon Bonaparte, the man whose name made all of Europe tremble, was now alone, sick and sad, counting his last days. British guards watched his every move. After losing at Waterloo, the British sent him away to this far-off island. Life for Napoleon at Longwood House was very hard. He would spend hours watching the ocean waves, remembering his days as emperor. Now his world was just a few rooms. British Governor Hudson Lowe watched him very closely. Every letter Napoleon received was checked and every visitor was searched. The shame, loneliness and sickness made his health worse. Stomach pain, throwing up, tiredness. He grew weaker and weaker. The emperor who once rode horses for miles could now barely walk a few steps. The doctor's efforts didn't work. His condition kept getting worse. Even the weather on St. Helena was like poison to him. Napoleon began to feel that his end was near. May 5th, 1821. Napoleon took his last breath on St. Helena. The autopsy said the cause of death was stomach cancer. His father had also died from the same illness. The British told the world this story. Napoleon died from illness. But many people doubted this. His supporters claimed that Napoleon was slowly poisoned. The question came up, how could such a strong man get sick so quickly? There was no proof. So for decades, cancer was thought to be the reason. But Napoleon wrote in his will that he suspected he was being killed. This accusation echoed through history. What is the truth? 100 years later, science started looking into Napoleon's death again. Scientists examined samples of his hair. The report revealed a shocking truth. There was a very high amount of arsenic in his hair. Arsenic, a slow-acting poison, whose symptoms were just like Napoleon's illness. This was proof that he might have been poisoned. A theory came up, either it was cancer and the poison sped up his death, or the real reason was just the poison. Arsenic was called inheritance powder, a way to kill someone quietly. Was Napoleon's death a conspiracy? Suspicion wasn't just on his enemies, but also on Napoleon's own people. Count Montholon, his close friend, in charge of his food and drink, came under suspicion. It was said Montholon was in debt. Maybe he conspired for money. But some historians believe arsenic was also found in common things back then. The wallpaper in Longwood House, medicines, even hair powder could have contained arsenic. It could have been accidental poisoning, not a conspiracy. The question also is, if the British wanted to kill him, why didn't they do it right after Waterloo? The truth remained tangled. Murder, accident, or illness. The arsenic in his hair points to murder, the autopsy to cancer. Napoleon's death became a puzzle. Napoleon, who won countless battles, lost the battle for his own life. Was he alone, or was he betrayed? This question is still alive today. His will, his hair, and science all give clues, but no final proof. Today his tomb is grand, but the truth of his death is buried in the waves of St. Helena. This mystery shows that history isn't just events, but also untold stories. Napoleon's death is a story of loyalty, betrayal, and mystery. Did he die from cancer, poison, or an accident? The final truth might have been buried with him. Napoleon's death will always be a mystery. The body lies at Les Invalides in Paris, but the truth still remains in the shadows. Centuries have passed, but the questions remain. The world remembers the emperor, but still wonders about the man and his end. This is Ancient Whisperers. Subscribe for more stories that history tried to bury.